You need the main tab that says meetings only or something. Grab a hog and just drive up.
I'm just curious, who should include their audio?
Preferably everybody.
Oh god,
Everyone.
it's lagging.
Preferably everyone. I guess I'll include their audio.
Yeah. Looks like Echo's gonna have to fucking just record. I'm lagging all over the place to put up. I gotta stop the broadcast. I'm lagging way too hard for that. I know. Yeah. Alright, it's upstairs, top floor. This is the version without weapons.
I didn't realize I could put my weapons down. Okay.
Echo, go left. You can go up into the thingy. Yeah. Already hit that switch.
Oh, yeah, gotta close it. Actually,
Barely even see this.
but your two guys can go on that side.
That's kind of the point. Do you even know what OD Bravo facility is?
Wait. Is you go up there with Atriox. See if
We'll
we
just
can
have
device
one.
it out.
Going to be a
You
debate.
good, Atriox? You good on your own? Okay. There's even seeds. Hey, Diz, sit. Don't. Please don't sit in the same seat as me.
Alright. So, to start this off,
I just got stuck behind here.
jump up and grab onto the warthog, or not my warthog, mongoose. Alright, so let's see. Let's see. First things first, weapons. Let's start with that. Standard loadout weapons, AR magnums, 2 nades. Weapons will be granted at spawn, such as gravity hammers and other things for you guys on our maps. Covenant and root weaponry. So it's fair for you guys.
Yes, and since you've declared war on us, guys, you'll be raiding us first. In the case of doing so, there are 2 spawns that we have for the map that we're going to use. Both of them have different various weapons that you could use after your standard loadout, such as variants of the DMR and battle rifle.
Alright. Vehicles at spawn, that should be based solely on the map, depending on how use common sense, you know. Is the base on the other side of the map? Is it not? If you choose
Okay,
to get
well,
vehicles.
the
This
base
is
is not
strictly for the
visible.
attacking. Well, yeah.
The base is not visible near spawn.
Yeah. We usually give cover or projectile blockers so that we can't shoot in the spawn. Visibility check, of course, off. Because only like third-rate plans leave it on. I don't know how you guys do ammo, but we usually just leave unlimited on and call it a day, so that it's fair for both sides.
Same for us.
Alright. Vehicles guarding base, again, based on map. Like, we're not gonna have a bridge map with a tank on the other end of it.
Yes.
Because that's... I fucking hate when people do that.
The only vehicles that we have that we really use for the most part to defend the base would be a Banshee, maybe one Ghost. That's it.
Yeah, I've seen all your sword variant vehicles. That's gonna go into something else too.
It causes a problem, we can easily switch it out.
Yeah, the only reason why I don't like people using like Tundra, Woodland, Urban, or Sword, anything plus over the standard is because it gives more damage and has more armor.
Well, I see, but some of the vehicles in spawn that we have for that Apex map is Tundra. So it'll be more of a thing that you have different variants of vehicles that have stronger armor, and as do we.
Yeah, our maps, we typically just give standard vehicles for everybody though, so we can work with that again, map-to-map basis. Rec weapons, you know, Noblesse Subans, Deltas, things like those. And we
All
don't
of our
use those
weapons in the
typically.
map is base standard power weapons.
So, something, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but when you guys come to attack our maps and stuff like that, there's only going to be 3 power weapons total on the map. Depending on the map, it will be a variation. Sniper is a permanent weapon that stays. The Spartan laser may or may not be there depending on the map, and we usually give the attackers 1 power weapon to work with. Some cases grenade launchers, some cases gravity hammers, some cases sword, depending on the map.
We do have a chain gun that we let the attackers use if that counts.
We don't really count the chain gun as a power weapon per se, because once it's ripped, it's literally useless after it runs out of ammo. And not an infinite ammo game type. A chain gun would be useless once it hits 0, so.
I see.
Spawn killing and spawn rumbling, as we all know, are 2 different things. Spawn killing is where you take weapons from the base, even if it's to get somebody out. Air quotes, it's still considered spawn killing. If you use like sniper to start killing people off because they're, you know, holding one of your guys in spawn. So. But spawn rumbling is, if it's at spawn, it's fair game.
Yeah.
Used to detain. Let's see. Anything you want to add? Because, yeah.
Let me think here for a second. Okay, and people on standby, let's say if one of our men lag out, I think it would be fine to have people on standby just in case that were to
Yeah, it's all, yeah. I mean, in a real fight, do you really think somebody's going to say, no, you can't do that?
Well, I've had people say that before, and you'd be surprised.
Okay, well, that also pushes over to the angel jump, which a lot of clans don't know or call it other things, and they try to bar it because they don't know how to do it properly or know how to counter it. Angel jump
is fine with us.
Yeah, it's fine with us too. I mean, if you're gonna angel jump somebody in, you better hope they get in cover. That's how I see it.
Yes. But I will have to say the base doesn't really warrant needing to angel jump whatsoever.
Yeah, I seen the corridor. Technology. Jetpacks, Promethean Vision, bubble shields, things like that. I'd say no to them. I don't know how you feel about them though.
Such as prefab items, because I have seen what you're talking about, such as jetpacks.
Yeah, I seen the jetpack that
So we
compared
don't-
on one of the maps.
Oh, that was one of our old maps. We did not use that map.
Yeah, that is a primitive version of the jetpack. Very primitive. As it's
The
evolved.
disappointing thing about that was that
Aatrox, I
name
just want to
targeted
make sure that
devour.
people can hear you clearly. You're like staticky.
is it
Yeah, it's kind of
Static.
static, you know. It's getting, yeah, it's getting
Yeah.
slightly
okay?
worse
Let me
as time
unplug
goes.
it. Is that better?
Yeah, I already got those. I'm looking at a list of things.
The Phantom. That's about it.
Yeah, invisible blockers into the base. Is Apex really the only map that you guys use now?
Well, we've been experimenting with the new ship that we're almost done with. What would you say? Would you say that it is we have to still work on a few things.
It's operational for raids now.
It is, but it's definitely going to have to dwindle down because Atheos made it, and it's, I would say, he made it weapon oriented.
Unfair, definitely.
Have to fix
I need to
that.
go on there and
Oh, you
fix
mean the
some
map
things.
that Desert Piggy and his guys attacked you guys on? That he
Might have been the one that
compared.
compared she posted in that LXM server, and everyone just hated on it.
Yeah, I think it may have been that one.
But there are, of
use
course,
of
different maps that we can use.
Yeah, obviously, everybody's got. I got like 600 maps at my disposal, and we're probably gonna stick to all of our bare bones maps more than going in, unless you want to try ship-to-ship combat and things like that. But that'd be something that both forgers have to go into and work on together. So
Yeah.
it's fair for both sides. Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm trying to overview what we may have not went over.
If a server crash, like the server like absolutely just shits itself and dies, I think we should just call it a draw for that in particularly because I've seen that more and more recently that the Halo 5 servers are literally just eating shit and dying randomly.
That is true, and when I recruit, I often see that it loves to freeze. Now, yes,
Yeah.
it is easy to get out of freezing, such as thrusting forwards or backwards to make that stop, but there are some that just it completely freezes your game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It was ever since that update.
Yep. I mean, it'd have to because both sides lag out completely. Yeah. Scripted doors. That's something I looked over by accident. Oopsies. Uh, can't have a base that totally locks down. I've seen that a lot recently too. Open raids
Oh,
and a couple
believe me.
scheduled raids that we've done.
I've had many encounters with bases that you cannot actually even get in easily.
Mm,
There's no visible button.
well, yeah, that's a lot of bases these days. All the custom browser kids, and then they get really mad whenever we take the base from them, and then they call us hackers.
Yes, because they have no fangs looking up above you.
Yep.
Or just a tunnel
Oh yeah.
with tanks
Don't
and
forget that.
snipers.
Bridge maps, bridge maps, bridge maps. I'm putting this in there simply because of the fact that I know that some people like to use bridge maps. I know that you guys don't really have a bridge map, but I'm putting it in there anyways. So it's covered. Bridge, if you're gonna use a bridge, it has to have ample cover that the snipers cannot, like, oh, I can see you over the fucking cover.
Yes.
Like, our map that we have called Outpost 1, it has about 4 or 5 ways into it. There is a bridge, but there's a top layer and a bottom layer to the bridge. And the sniper is going to be paying attention to the top layer, not the bottom layer. So,
What we haven't talked about quite yet is time. What is it going to be? Standard 1 hour?
what I've seen recently, and what I've been through for the last 6 years of running this group, is that raids usually the best you'll get out of your men is whenever about 2.5 hours in, you'll get the best of your guys. But servers lock about an hour and a half, so reinforcements, if they're not on standby, are kind of useless.
I see.
But
Well, going over an hour usually is a case of barley because you don't know exactly how long any of your men will be able to actually stay in the game. So it's more of a case of trying to schedule it for 1 hour, which is usually what most people are used to. Would be fine.
about an hour and a half. Yeah,
6 hours.
most of our guys want to do server cycle raids. They call it a server cycle because the server cycles out.
Yes, I'm aware of that, but that's all dependent on if my men
I
stay on
think
for
that that'd
6
be.
hours.
I think that time should be discussed based on the day that we do it.
Well, Saturday would be the most likely case.
Yeah, like we could probably do like a 2.5 hour raid on a Saturday.
2.5 hours, that's reasonable.
And then we go with that. We can go into like setup timers and things like that. Like you have X amount of time to set up, and the game will end at 2 hours and X based on that, so that you guys have time, ample time to set up and all that. What do you think would be an ample time for that? 5 minutes, 6 minutes?
I'd say 5 minutes should be plenty.
All right.
Now, let's say, for example, one of your men or my men lagged out. In the case we didn't have an extra person on, what then?
What we've done before is like, if there's already a queue, yeah, first come, first serve, and if it makes the game uneven, it makes the game uneven.
And everybody has.
Alright then.
That's the only way we can do it now, actually, with the problems with the servers.
Yeah.
Where it locks the lobbies so nobody else can join after a certain amount of time.
All right. Anything else that needs covered? Karai, you think of anything? Echo, you think of anything? Any of your guys can think of anything?
Mm.
He's already stated that, yeah. That they only have one blocker, and that's on the Phantom.
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
Blockers
I
for
mean,
areas. Just put kill barriers. That's all I gotta say. As long as
It's
it's
still
not
like
tunneling
it's
them
something
into
that
a location.
what I'd say the whole contingent of the map is let's say you go on one part that doesn't have anything to do with the base, really. There's a teleporter there that takes you closer to it. Beyond that, it's a kill barrier.
All right. Our maps usually the entire map is fair game. So
Yes. It would have
yeah.
been kill barriers. I mean, the ones that I cannot do anything about.
well, yeah. That's what I was saying. Like our maps are normally fair game, and then you got those. So.
The natural kill barriers.
I just thought of something. Yeah, that's already been stated. No, no use of wreck weapons or in vehicles. Yeah.
And so about these vehicles one more time. You think it would still be easier, still going with swapping out the Tundra and Sword?
Yeah, it'd probably be easier for everybody that way. That it it's fair for both sides because human vehicles don't have shields. You also got to put that into
Except for the sword.
that's hybrid technology, but yeah, I don't really
Yeah.
consider it human.
You have anything?
Let's see. Karai, can you think of anything else?
Mm,
We've already gone over that.
yeah.
And you guys can think of anything too?
You guys have anything? Have they used the mics? Dog.
Angel jumps and all that? Yeah, they're good.
I've got nothing. I'm just here to observe.
Do you have anything?
Nothing that pertains to the raid
Okay, then.
specifically, but
Alright. So that's about all I can think of. Yeah, scripted doors can't be retarded. Lock the base down and
Yeah.
things like
Both
that.
sides. Both sides need to be.
The only
have a
door we
button.
have is to open and close it. Or the buns.
Now that I think about that, hidden entrances. No goes.
Oh, no hidden entrances for the Apex.
I know. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like
No,
in general,
or like
for any
secret
maps
teleporters
that falls
at the back
under
end of the
that falls
base.
under secret entrance.
Yeah.
The hidden teleporter counts as a secret entrance.
Yes.
That's about it that I can think of and draw on my list.
Hmm.
Saved. I'm scheduling. Unless like I understand things come up in that, but if you don't like contact the person saying, "Hey, something came up, we can't come in," to that? Can we reschedule for this day? 'Cause I understand
Of
everybody has a
Yeah,
life.
no, just not showing up.
If you don't, yeah.
Mm,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, we could.
actually, for
2 weeks. Yeah. 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 It literally was only 2 raids, and then they literally sent in a spy and caused chaos.
That's why spies, it's better to keep them away.
They also make things interesting, especially when you're in a training and, an entire enemy clan just pops up out of nowhere and says, "Hi, how's it going?"
Never had that happen to me, but it'd be quite interesting.
I've been at this for
Sort of.
quite some time. It used to be the norm. You'd be in the middle of a training lobby, and then somebody would have a spy in your group, and then you just pop in, or have somebody pop in on you saying, "Hi, how's it going?" And then, yeah. Those were the days. I miss those days. They were fun.
Right,
8-man sniper lines. Yep, 8-man sniper lines and everything. Oh, the time for it.
Yes, about this too. I told Kurt this a few days ago, that it's always better to try to schedule a time a little bit closer to the date so we can see all the members and when they are available, because things happen as the days move closer.
Yeah. But like, let's say that it goes to like 2 weeks and we've been trying to get raids or you've been trying to get raids. Like a timer to like automatically end the war, like for inactivity. Within reason, obviously, because if you have personal things going on and things like that, yeah. So what do you think? About 2 weeks?
I would say 2 weeks would be the best, yes. We could try to aim, of course, for one raid per week.
Yeah, try to aim for at least a raid a week, yeah.
Yes.
Saturdays primarily. So that everybody has time and everybody's on.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's add that into the list and then save it again. All right, is that it? We cover everything. That was everything plus some on my list. Anything else you guys want to add?
I believe on my side we're good.
Karai,
Yeah.
Echo. All right. Do you agree though to everything that's been stated today, and that if comes down to it, yeah, like things like prefabs and shit, like Promethean Vision jetpacks and bubble shields and all that?
Not just normal power-ups like invisibility.
Normal power-ups. Yeah, there's no point in using those, to be honest.
I have one.
Hmm.
Say if we don't turn the game on invite only and you guys decide to flash raid us, or we decide to flash raid you, is that allowed or no?
I think that'd still be considered a fair game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I force in like rates. Yeah. Yeah, we usually push. Yeah, we usually push our ROE into it. so that we
Well,
don't
if
you
get
join-
any issues.
If the only thing is if you join, if you join on a map that we haven't set up for this war, then I mean,
That's completely on you.
yeah.
Like if we're hosting an open raid and you guys show up, that's a whole different ball game right there.
Understood.
And like, exactly. We don't usually use.
I mean, we don't
our
usually
weapons on
use
those
them,
maps.
but like, yeah. Yeah.
Mm,
Actually, yeah, if like we're both attacking some other open raid lobby, dependent on what they have.
all right. I think that's all good there.
Alright, we all done?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, little thing about me is I'm better at talking when I have a question.
No, I had a question for you.
Question? Okay.
If we both agree that a rule needs changed, that we can go back at a later date and change it.
Yeah.
For any reason. All right.
Can I
Yeah.
just
Did
say
ask
something
yours.
about that? Would it make
Huh.
sense as you can do that as long as it doesn't happen during the middle of the raid?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's what I meant by
obviously.
that. We're not gonna
Just
just
we've
like
had a
roll up and
case
be
where
like,
that
yo.
happened. No, it's just we've had that happen. Where
Here's
it
what
happened
we
in the
have not
middle.
discussed. If there's a violation of the one of the
Oh,
raid
yeah.
rules,
Ah,
the
3-strike system.
punishments.
3-strike system.
Okay.
Warning, automatic loss.
Is that like a back and forth? So like you get 3 strikes, we get 3 strikes, or is it like a overall strike? Like
It's
if you
like-
get a strike and then we get a strike, that's 2 strikes.
No, it's we get strike.
Yeah.
We get a strike. It goes on us. You guys get a strike. It goes on you. If you accumulate
Okay.
3, you automatically lose.
Okay.
No, it's just 3 strikes in general.
No, 3 strikes
It's-
for the clan, not for yeah.
Yeah.
3 strikes per clan. Yeah, that makes sense. I was
For-
just checking.
For raids specifically, like during a raid, if you fuck up ROE 3 times, then you lose. No, lose the raid.
Just
Yeah,
the
just the
Rebecca.
raid.
Clarification. Atriox, if you're not on, who do we contact? You
If
Silver?
I'm not on, contact either Silver or Athios.
Alright, I'm gonna add.
I'm
I'd
sorry,
say
what?
I'd say Silver because he was actually here.
That is
I'm sorry,
true.
what?
Yeah.
Because if
I'm
you
gonna
contact Athios, yeah, someone would have to fill him in.
Yeah, I'll fill in
Well,
Athios.
we're expecting that you're gonna
Okay.
go back to your clans and like explain.
Yeah, that's kind of why we
I
wanted to
was-
set it up for the first raid for next weekend.
I was told this is being recorded, so is there any way we can get like a copy of the
Yeah.
video or something like that? Okay.
Is it going on your YouTube or no?
It's going on Darkness
Yeah,
Echo's
yeah.
YouTube, and it will also go up on mine.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah. Alright, I think that's everything now.
believe that is everything.
Alright.
Hang on, if there needs to be a revision at this at some point, or if we think of something, is that fair game or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
that's what
can message
we
us and then
covered
we'll
already.
sit down again and talk.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think
Okay.
we should limit any like changes to like
Oh,
the day before. Like we can change anything the day before the raid, but not on the day of the raid, because then it'll just be like, then we all have to like update our clans on all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that also takes time, which means less time doing the actual raid itself.
Exactly. That means
So like, don't wait like last minute to
I did.
change something. Wait till the day before or something. If you're gonna do anything last minute.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's it. Everything's been covered. All right, you can go ahead and end the game then.
No one killed each other, which is a great
Alright.
thing.
I could.
That's just
I'll be
natural
honest.
protocol.
I'm gonna be honest. My controller's been sitting on my table right in front of me this entire time.
Isn't your controller doing
Can't
something
be.
like this?
Yeah, nothing.
I was just like, I ain't backing up. You think I'm gonna back up? I'm not.
All right. All right. Well, I'll see you gentlemen this week.
All right,
Atriox, hit me up with a time for next week, and see ya.
Sure will. Have a
Set
good
something
one.
up. You too.
Mhm.
Bye, Bentley, to the party.
Yep. Well, you know, best whatever creature wins the war.
All right. Oh.
Oh, he didn't. That would have been interesting.